Page 126, the words of Yedid Nefesh. Page 130. Lechu neranena l'Adonai. Page 130. Come, let us sing joyously to God. Raise a shout for our rock and our deliverer. Page 130. Lechu neranena l'Adonai. Letzu ishenu. Lechu neranena l'Adonai.
נקמה פניו בתודה בזמירות בריאה לו נקמה פניו בתודה בזמירות בריאה לו לכו
Nirana l'Adonai, Nariya letzu Ishenu. Nirana l'Adonai, Nariya letzu Ishenu. Nekama v'anav v'toda, bizmirot Nariya lo. Nekama v'anav v'toda, bizmirot Nariya lo. Ki gadol Adonai, umelech gadol, hakol Elohim. 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 Adonai, Nariya letzu Ishenu. Nirana l'Adonai, Nariya letzu Ishenu. Nekama v'anav v'toda, bizmirot Nariya lo. Nekama v'anav v'toda, bizmirot Nariya lo. Nekama v'anav v'toda, bizmirot Nariya lo. On page 137, Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom. May God grant strength to our people and grant us the most important gift of all, the gift of peace, page 137.
Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yivarech et amo. Adonai oz le'amo yiten, Adonai yivarech et amo. So if you look at the translation for what we just sang, may God grant strength to our people, may God grant our people peace. I look at that and I think, you know, what does that mean in terms of the role of God? What does that mean in terms of our own sense of self and our relationship with God? Where do we find strength and peace? Does God make peace? Do we make peace? Did God give us the strength to make peace? Does God give us this sense of resilience, something within? How do you quantify that? Where does that come from? As a psychologist, we can give you the science behind it, but where does that come from? As a rabbi, as a Jew, as a person of faith, what's the difference between inner strength and God? What's the difference between, if God grants us peace, where are we in that passage? And I think about everything that's going on in the world right now, and, feeling pretty battered, I have to say. Many of us are feeling pretty battered by what's going on right now. And to be able, I was talking to someone recently who said, I don't know how to stop being angry. And I talked to someone else who was saying how I just feel like I'm re-traumatized every single time I, see a new hostage coming back, or I listen to a plan for what's going to happen in the Middle East. And it's upsetting. And people are, what do I do with that? What do I do with this anger? How do I find peace when I feel that I have no control over what's going on? Okay, we hear what the nurses say. Okay, thank God the government's stopped that. But then you hear other people saying, okay, it's a difficult thing. So, where is God in all of this? Well, I don't know. But I know that if God controlled the events that were going to happen, then where's our free will? And I just told a story to the kids at the family service that basically the moral of the story is, our strength comes from our shared experience, from our binding together in times of difficulty. No matter where we stand, it's difficult. And we don't have a lot of control other than how we support each other and ourselves through it. And so may we look to the people in our lives and the strangers around us that give us strength and be able to see the divine within. And by the way, that wasn't my drush. On page 138, Lecha Dodi, welcoming the divine into our space.
Lecha Dodi, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Lecha Dodi, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמעו וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם תפארת ויצירה. Lecha Dodi, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Lecha Dodi, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. Lecha Dodi, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Lecha Dodi, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Verse 5.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי שתדברי, כבוד עונה אליי יחידה.
Lecha Dodi, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Lecha Dodi, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Verse 8.
ימין ושמאל תפארתי, ואת אדוני תעריצי, הידיש בן פרצי, ונצמחה ונהירה.
Lecha Dodi, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Lecha Dodi, לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בלה, גם בשמחה ובשורה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חדש.
נקבלה, לך תוסיף איגרת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה. And so, as we are standing, we take a moment, turn to each other, greet each other. If there is someone whose name you do not know, take a moment and make them feel welcome. Make sure you do know their name. Shabbat Shalom. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני. Page 140. ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. עלי אסון ועלי נאבק, עלי היגיון בכינות. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, במעשה ידיך רנן. מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני, ועוד עמקו מחשבותיך. איש בעל לא ידע, ובשיר לא יביא לאתות. צדיק אדמה יפרח, ארץ בלבנון יזכה. שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו. עוד ינבון בשיבה, ישנים ורעננים יהיו. להגיד כי ישר אדוני, צורי ולא עוולת בו. Page 142, the words of Shalom Aleichem. We welcome Shabbat, and along with Shabbat we have the angels who accompany us. And these angels bless us. May this week be as blessed as we have prepared Shabbat. So too may the week be filled with blessing. And so the words, page 142, we, in effect, become the angels. May we bring blessing to this Shabbat and to the whole of the week. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei הקדוש ברוך הוא. בואכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. So we rise for the lighting of the candles. Before we light the candles, we light this memorial candle, recognizing that there are far too many who are not here with us tonight, who cannot join with us. And yet we remember them with love, with affection. May their memories be for a blessing.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו והצוונו, להדליק נר של שבת.
Amen.
Amen. And as we are standing, we turn now to page 144 for the words of the Chatzi Kaddish and the call to prayer.
יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
בהמה תפרח ירותה, וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי כל בית ישראל.
בעגלה, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב,
ואמרו
אמן. יהי שמי רבם מבורך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם, ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי לקודשה
בריחו
לעם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה.
תושבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן בעלמה.
ואמרו
אמן.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
Please be seated. We continue on page 148. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בדברו מעריב ערבים בחוכמה פותח שערים ובתבונה משנה עתים ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו בורא יום ולילה גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור ומביא יום
ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים.
On page 150.
אהבת עולם
אהבת עולם
את ישראל
עמך
אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות
תורה ומצוות
ומשפטים אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת.
על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו וקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד.
כי הם חיינו
הם חיינו
ואורך ימינו
לך. עמים, ברוך אתה אדוני,
אוהב עמו ישראל,
אוהב עמו ישראל.
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד, שם כבוד, מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו הציצית הכנף בציר תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית וריתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
We continue in the middle of page 157, reading together. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי
160. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'amidenu malkeinu lechayim. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up to life renewed.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום ועמידנו מלכנו לחיים ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך והושיענו למען שמך והושיענו למען שמך והגן בעדינו והסר מעלינו אויב ושמוט צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה
אתה אדוני, הפורץ סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים. Blessed are you, eternal one, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. So on page 162, the words of Veshamru b'nei Yisrael. This is our Shabbat, which is a covenant for all time.
ושמרו בני ישראל, ושמרו את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, לעשות את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לעשות את השבת לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש.
We rise now for the Amidah. This is a time to go deep within our souls, connect to something greater than ourselves, to be together and to be alone simultaneously. Page 164, we'll recite the first three brachot together and then continue silently through the end of the Amidah on page 180, and then we may be seated.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק, ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל, אלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, עליון, גומר חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה מתים אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיה מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בגבורות ומדום מלך, מלך במיטו חיה ומשמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה המתים. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
ולרצון נמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי וגואלי, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer.
up. This is like driving me crazy. You wouldn't think that I'm that anal if you looked at my office, but it's driving me mad. So, how many of you guys, when you went to school or in your workplace, did passed out Valentine's Day cards, or did, like, you know, those little lollies with the hearts with the messages, love you, or my favorite ones are those sarcastic ones that I can't say in front of other people. But you know what I'm talking about? Did you guys ever get a lovegram? In my high school, we used to do lovegrams. You could give a song to someone, and they would go and interrupt the class, and they would go and sing the song. It was very American, and but quite fun, I have to say. So, you know, I grew up with that in California, and everybody did their lovegrams and their Valentine's Day stuff. And then I met my husband.
I'm just imagining. Allison, I just met a girl named Allison, and suddenly, in the middle of a service. No, okay.
Anyway, as I was saying, so I met my husband, who said to me, you know, when it came time for Valentine's Day, and yeah, I don't know, something happened. He sent me actually really quite a funny meme today. And then he said, do you know what Valentine's Day is? Do you know what Valentine's Day did to the Jews? And I was like, no. So I learned, and now I'm going to share. So, Valentine's Day, often seen as a secular celebration of love, right? That's what many of us think. It is based and rooted in Christian tradition, honoring Saint Valentine, a Christian martyr from the Roman Empire. I did know some of that. Then, in medieval Europe, as the holiday became associated with romantic love, it was also a time where Jews in medieval Europe faced exclusion, was outcast. It was also a time for anti-Jewish violence and persecution. Yeah, well, that's the other thing that I'm thinking. Do you need an excuse for that? Apparently not. But I still can't get my head around why. And then it was, well, because, you know, the Jews were considered threats, right? Because you didn't want anyone to fall in love with a Jew, chas v'chalila, because, you know, they were the children of the devil. Right? Because why were they the children of the devil? Because they didn't worship Jesus, right? And if you didn't worship Jesus, then you were therefore on the devil's side. It was very binary. You were either with us or without us. And so therefore, you know, Hitler was really not novel, right? Hamas, not so novel. But so Jews were considered a threat. So you didn't want to celebrate that. And if you were Jews, they wanted to get you away. Right. So now what do I do with that? I was like, not your singing, but I was very excited about the you know, I liked my little lollies and chocolates and so forth. So what am I supposed to do with that? Well, now it's tainted. You know, it was completely tainted for me. Thanks, husband. So in modern times, especially in Western societies, Valentine's Day has become largely secular, emphasizing romantic love rather than religious observance. Many Jews celebrate it and show appreciation for partners, friends, or family. If you do that, I hope I'm not making you feel guilty. That being said, some Jewish communities refrain from observing Valentine's Day because of its Christian roots and connection to Saint Valentine, and choose to celebrate Tu B'Av instead. Just like Hanukkah has become like this big, huge thing because of Christmas. I don't know that that makes it any better. Anyway, halakhically, according to Jewish law, some Jewish authorities have raised concerns about celebrating Valentine's Day because of its connection to Christian saints, which could fall under the prohibition against adopting non-Jewish religious customs. Okay. So while many Jewish legal opinions do not strictly forbid it, since there is a holiday that has become secular in nature, observant Jews refrain from celebrating it. We also have another thing. In fact, I'm going to someone's house for dinner tonight, and so my husband says, do they keep kosher? Do we need to bring kosher wine? And they're an affiliate with an Orthodox synagogue, and I said, I don't think so. And, you know, and then do we know what the difference is, the kashrut of wine? Like what makes wine kosher?
It's binary. Good wine or kosher wine? Which one?
I don't actually disagree with you on that one.
Except in Israel. In Israel, there's good kosher wine.
There you go. That being said, the reason why wine was considered not kosher was because it was used for secular purposes or for other religious purposes. And if you did that, it tainted it, right? Or sometimes they say that chas v'chalila, non-Jewish hands could get involved in the process. Halachically, it's not a problem. But anyway, so it's used for non-religious purposes. So this idea of because other people do it and other people celebrate it, if we do it, we're going to be like them, is another thing that we're afraid of because we're trying to protect, historically, our traditions. So instead, many Jews say, rather than celebrate, and what do you celebrate on Valentine's Day? Love, right? It's love. So what do we know about love in a Jewish context? Where does love come from? How do Jews understand?
What's love got to do?
How do we understand the concept of? That's it. One more strike and you're out. So, so when it comes to what do we know about love in a Jewish tradition? Sacred, God. Right. So what we just said a prayer about love. What's the prayer we just said? Right. Oh yeah, that too. Ahavat olam, right? This love of the world, right? When God showed God's love to us by giving us the Torah, ve'ahavta, right? And God, and you shall love us with all your soul, with all your might, with all your being. Yep. And you want to give it to someone. 100%, right? So one of the ways that we show our love is by giving. So in a modern society, we show love by, oh, I love you, oh, okay? But at the same time, or, it can be expressed differently without the awe. But in our Jewish tradition, like most things, emotions are expressed through actions, through doing. So how do we express our love or our, how do we express this sacred thing, right? Faith is sacred. That's what? Kindness, by being kind to people, right? So that's one way. Absolutely. How else do we express love? What? What's that? Food, absolutely. You've met my mother-in-law, I see. Right? So you make food, by all means. Yes, what else? How else do we express love?
Words of affirmation.
We use our words. Use your words, not your body. Right? We express love through our words and through our bodies, by the way, right? We express love in different ways by doing stuff for people. If we love them, we do that. We go, yes, it's a pain, but you do it anyway because you love them, because you care about them, and that's what you do. So love is about a sense of devotion and a sense of action. It's not something that's supposed to be kept to ourselves. And there's different, I'm not going to read these quotes, there are different types of love, whether it's to God, whether it's to a parent or a child, a lover, a friend, right? There are different ways, but it's all to be expressed. It builds a sense of relationship rooted in respect, shared values, and daily practice of care. Why am I saying this now? 2 reasons. Why am I talking about this now? Because it is Valentine's Day. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, that's one reason. Why else? I mean, it's Valentine's Day. What else? Why else? Because of the 10 commandments, though in the 10 of the commandments, right, but it doesn't tell you to love. It says to honor your parents. You don't have to love them. You have to honor them, but you don't have to love them. Honoring is also very variable as to what that means. But what else? What else? Everybody needs love, true, right? I mean, so I can talk about that any day.
All you need is love. Promise?
All right. What else? What else? What? I'll give you a hint. Why are you all here right now? Thank you. What does Shabbat represent? Excellent. How is it related to what I'm talking about right now? You love peace, quiet, and family, and yeah. Okay, good, excellent. What's that? Love of God? Is that what you just said? Yeah. Okay. When we stood up, when I ran frantically because I realized no one else had opened that door over there for what prayer did we rise and face the door? Lecha Dodi. And what is that prayer about? Right, Dodi, it's my beloved, right? Come, my beloved. Literally, it's a love song. Really? Okay, you got nothing now? So, literally, it's a love song. So,
like needs to be on cue.
Work with me here. All right, so we have this sense of that. So Shabbat is literally renewing the vows between God and the Jewish people every single week. It is a love affair. It is a love song. And so on this day of Valentine's Day, on this day of Shabbat, remember that this is about the love between us and God, between us and family, between us and community. That's what love's about. And show our love through doing, not just keeping it to ourselves because we feel it. But if you feel it, remember that prayer is beautiful prayer at the end right before the Kaddish. If all that's left of me is love, then give it away. Right? That's what this is about. All right, I'm finally done. We rise for the Aleinu on page 586, 586.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם.
ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני ומלך על כל הארץ,
ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We remain standing as we remember those who have passed away during this past week. We remember Monique Marcuse and Michael Jelinek. And Sam, I don't have the name. Sandra.
Sarah.
Sorry, Sarah. Sarah, okay. Who passed away during this week. Zichronam Livracha. We also, in Shloshim, we remember Hannah Hellman, Emily Josephs, Robert Allen Sachs, Neely Palti, Eva Markov, and Charles Tepperman. The artsites of those in our community, we remember Margot Abrams, Ben Bayer, Joachim Bernstein, Emily May Cameron, Charles John Cameron, Bernard Cohen, Yvonne Cooper-Smith, Vivian Green, Daniel Holland, Harold James, Joseph Cam, Robert Clarnet, Dora Neiman, George Reese, Lucille Rubens, Doris Seton, Otto Teschler, James Vinson, and Ilus Helen Wintoltz. If there is anyone else in mourning or observing yahrzeit right now, please, if you're comfortable, share the names out loud or say them to yourself in your hearts. Viva Lux. Viva Lux. We also remember those who in Israel, the Middle East, and around the world, and we also remember those who have no one left to say Kaddish for them. Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. On page 598, the Kaddish tome, the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עמי עמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say amen.
Amen.
Please be seated.
So Jackie is not with us tonight. She sends her love and a few announcements, especially that we have some key events that are forthcoming for anyone who has a bar mitzvah child or grandchild. Orientation is on the 19th, which is next Wednesday, if I remember correctly.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. We have Purim is around the corner. We have Pesach bookings will begin very soon. We also have a whole bunch of other things, including adult education that is coming through. Please look at the newsletter.
Yep, but I am going to highlight a couple things because they're really, really important. Colonel T-Bone is going to be coming here. The T-Bones are going to be coming here on the 6th of March, telling their most remarkable story of a 70-year-old man rescuing his family on October 7th, 2023, and the whole entire impact of that situation. Very decorated general and an incredible person. The UIA Progressive Trust is bringing them out. They are going to, yes, Thursday, the 6th of March. We also have Rabbi Danny Schiff is coming and is going to be doing a talk with someone else whose name I forgot, and I don't have the information.
Yes,
thank you,
Gideon
Gideon Quadlow. Thank you. You guys probably know him better than I do. Gideon Quadlow. They're going to be talking about AI. What does Judaism have to say about AI? What is it? It's coming. It is coming. It's here. And how is that going to influence us? And there's also in your handout some other things. There's a lunch and learn coming up too with a speaker from one of the Israeli hospitals and the Alfred Hospital to talking about how we can work more together and deal with trauma victims, and God knows there are plenty of them. So please, please pay attention, come, bring your friends, doesn't matter, a lot of stuff going on. All right.
Welcome. Also, we've got Emmanuel Gottfried, who's joined us from München? Amsterdam.
Ah.
Welcome, doing a doctorate in?
Doctorate in mathematics.
Of course you do, as you do. And his mum. So welcome, and as we go to the back of the hall, please rise. You'll find that the white is grape juice. If you're online, you will hear us but not see us. The white is grape juice. The red is wine. In the middle, we have some vodka, which is neither here nor there, and some whiskey for those who like. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher קידשנו במצוותיו ונצבנו בשבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחיל לנו זיכרון למעשה בראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם המוציא לחם מן הארץ. אמן. שבת שלום אין פתרון. שבת שלום.